Good to see everybody here on the eve of our final home game. Hard to believe that it's that's here. Honestly, after going through the last season and the constant stops and starts, this season in a lot of ways just felt like it's went by much faster. So obviously excited to get back here at home. I always appreciate the chance to play here. It's been a great home run so far as our team and our performances here. So get a chance to close it out here with the outstanding Iowa State team come to town. Team obviously we've had a lot of great battles with over the years, several years back, and then obviously even here as of late. Certainly a team and a coaching staff, a group of players that we have the utmost respect for, and we know it'll be a heck of a battle here on Saturday. Team's excited to get back on the field. We don't get this feeling very often here, but anytime you don't win a game, you don't put your best foot forward, you just can't wait for the next one to get here, and that's how I would describe our team right now. I think we wish we were playing today, to be completely honest, but we'll continue to prepare hard, work hard, do the things that we need to do, be prepared Saturday at 11 o'clock. Maybe to the outside. I don't know, I've sat up here every week and answered questions about our flaws while we won all 9 of those. So in our world, it's different. Behind those walls, we address every single flaw, whether we win 76-0 or we lose a close game like we did the other day. It's not, we don't base the mood or any of that on, the win, the loss. Well, we won, so we're not going to correct the mistakes, or we lost, and now we're just going to really look at everything. We always look at everything. We always grade our guys hard, and a lot of times we grade our guys harder after a win than we do after a loss because of what the outside world's telling them. So, it's just a constant for us. It's a constant kind of educating our guys, pushing our guys. You go experience things, you get in games, you get in practices, you learn, you see what you do well, you correct, and you just continue to build. It just never ends for us until the last game's over. It's just constant, and you just kind of start over every single week. So I think how you play reveals that. I think it's our job to address it whether we win or lose, and that's what we try to do every single week. I think for the team and coaches, wins feel the same, losses feel the same. Wins feel great, and I can't even describe to you how bad losing feels when this is what you do. So it's, and I think, though, the constant thing for us has always been coming out of it, again, not with that poor me attitude, with a hunger to get better. I think, when you don't win a game, you can't ignore it. You can't just bypass it and go to the next one. You've got to own it, and we will. We'll own every part of the things that we didn't do well. You got to learn from it, but then you emotionally, mentally, you got to get past it. You got to get on. Again, our teams of the past have done a phenomenal job of that, and so we'll get our chance to do it here. And it'll say a lot about who we are as a football team, and it'll say a lot about our leadership and how close-knit this group is. They've been right in the middle of every single game. You could easily be talking about a team that's got a record like ours right now. Easily. I do. If we didn't know this team as well as we know them and had the battles, you might worry about a team looking at the record and thinking, well, maybe it's just an average football team coming in here. That this is not an average football team coming in. It's not. We know what they're about. We know the way that they're coached, the way that they play. I think in a lot of ways, one of the most talented teams that we'll play all year, without a doubt, on both sides of the ball. There's a lot of talent on the film when you click on. So, like I said, we've been in too many battles with these guys to not have that respect. Yeah, I think they're like 10th rated defense in the country. So they're pretty good. They've had a couple of games where they've given up, maybe a few more than they typically do. They're still really good. There's been a couple big plays here and there that maybe they haven't given up in past years, but not much. They are still an extremely good defense. They got a scheme that they believe in. They have a lot of experience within that scheme. Coach Haycock and those guys have been there for a while. They got, again, a number of guys playing that feels like we've been playing against for a long, long time. A couple of guys that were on that field when we went up there with Kyler and the guys in 2018 they're still there. So it's a good group. They're good in the secondary. They're good up front. We've got a tremendous edge rusher. Linebackers are fantastic. Same group that we saw last year. So no, they do a good job, man. They make big plays. They're a tough group to go against. They always are. It's tough, man. All the tight ends they have are. They do a good job, using those guys, moving them around. Creative with the route concepts that they run, whether they're drop back or play actions. And yeah, Charlie's especially tough because just his ability to run really crisp routes. I mean, you watch him run and you don't appreciate how big he is, and you get on the field with him, and the big human that in a lot of ways kind of runs and gets in and out of cuts like a wideout. And so you combine that with that big frame, the hands he has, the experience he has. I mean, he's a tremendous player. I would imagine that with all that's going on in the NFL right now in terms of how people are using those guys, that he's going to have a bright future. And always root for a guy from here. And I just wish he would have went ahead and left already. So he's a good one.
For more information, you can visit TulsaWorld.com.